the betting markets have hit 59% now, Dave, on Trump prevailing in 2 weeks' time. It's obviously very, very close. We know that. It's going to be very close. But certainly in the swing states, you get a sense of slight momentum Trump's way. And you're certainly seeing Kamala Harris nowhere near doing as well in the swing states as Biden was in 2020. What's your reading overview of where we are with this race?
Well, my take at the moment, Piers, you know my political evolution well. I'm by no means a traditional conservative or even traditional Republican. I wasn't a Republican most of my life. I am since I moved here to Florida a couple of years ago. But what's happening right now with Trump is that he has built a coalition around him with people that were Democrats. Robert F. Kennedy, the name is the standard bearer for the Democrat Party. Tulsi Gabbard, only a few years ago, running for president as a Democrat. Elon Musk, who was a Democrat his entire life. We're getting Hollywood celebrities and rappers, a whole group, and athletes, MMA guys, people who are apolitical, who are no, but it's not about that. It's that sort of dismissiveness that leads people to not liking lefties. What you're seeing right now is a whole bunch of people who love America. They love free speech. They love free enterprise. They love the founding of this country. And they're realizing that Trump now is the vehicle to save this country. It's either that or hyper control over your life in every which way by a woman who I would say is the first artificial intelligence candidate, in that she has been programmed to say things and she will say whatever she's programmed to do. Trump is now showing that America can be wide and celebrated and wonderful and all of the things that made us the dream of the world over. It is so rare and precious what we have in America. And now Trump represents that restoration, which is why he's bringing together, I would say, the widest coalition I have ever seen in my entire life.
Listen, Luke.
Well,
Luke, hang on, Luke, whatever you think about. Hang on, please. I'll come to all of you.
NATO was talking about NATO proofing themselves against Trump.
Wait your turn, please. Luke, I mean, what Dave just said is...
I'm for America. I'm not for NATO.
What Dave just said is correct in the sense he has got this strangely powerful cross-section of people who were Democrats who have now come round to Trump. I mean, Luke, right now, if I was a Democrat, I am panicking about the state of these swing state polls, and that's where all the action's going to be. Are you panicking?
They got Dick
I'm
Cheney
in a perpetual
now.
state of panic this entire time. But I will say, until election day is over, or however, whenever we get the result back, of course I'm going to be panicked because of the stakes of this election, even if she had a large lead in the polls. And so yes, for sure. But I'd want to make sure we contextualize who Trump is. Dave's talking about this Donald Trump that I'm really not familiar with, because I agree patriotism, loving America, being for America is super important, which is why I can't be a Republican, which is why hundreds of Republicans are coming out, prominent Republicans who worked in other Republican administrations, to say Kamala Harris is the patriotic candidate, given that Trump,
no,
like I said last time, violated his oath of office last time. Dave, come on, Dave. Come on, Dave. Dave, I would love, if you want to talk, I do have a question for you.
Is Dick Cheney a good guy or a bad guy? Is Dick Cheney a good guy or a bad guy?
I'm gonna finish my point, whether it's the last thing I do.
Dick Cheney, good guy or bad guy? Come on, you can do it.
Trump tried to get Pence, you remember, to reject the electoral count and make Trump president. Are you saying then, otherwise you'd have to denounce Trump for trying to do that Kamala Harris could just reject Trump's certification? Then I wouldn't have to worry about the election, right?
Well, no, I think Dave made a very good point, which is, do you think it was good for Kamala Harris?
No.
Hang on. Do you think was it good for Kamala Harris that Dick Cheney endorsed her? Literally,
congratulations, you got
the most hated man to Democrats of the last 30 years.
No,
wide coalition.
Dick Cheney is not who I'm interested in terms of the endorsement. The Adam Kinzingers, the Liz Cheney, as much as I disagree with her, showing this is the party that understands number one principle has to be dedication to the Constitution. All right, Dave, please listen.
All right, let me bring in
last
point. I'm gonna finish this last point.
Final point.
I believe in the founding of our country and how we should abide by the principles laid out there, like our Constitution. Trump's the one who called for the termination of our Constitution. So Dave trying to act like he's the party of pro-American values is absurd. Well, a massive fraud of this type of magnitude allows for the termination of all rules, regulations, and articles, even those found in the Constitution, is what he posted on True Social. You can find the post, it's still up.
All right.
Person...
Okay, let me go to
Larry.
That
person's not the pro-American candidate.
Larry, who's going to win the election?
I believe Trump's going to win the election because Kamala Harris is tied to Bidenomics. She said Bidenomics is working. As I said earlier, 79% of Americans believe we're on the wrong track. People are paying way more for the cost of goods and services as they did 4 years ago, more for gas. It is that simple. Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? The only people that can say yes are illegal aliens.
Okay, Amisha, final word to you. Who's going to win?
Our nation is hyperpolarized, so this is going to be a really tight election cycle all the way up to November 5th on Election Day. But Kamala Harris has a much stronger ground game, and she's going to win.
I admire the confidence. I don't share it, but I admire it.